अवधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Verse number 48. We'll begin somewhere. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate durena hyawaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharamanvichcha kripana phalahetavam buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrita dushkrite tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam karmajam buddhi yuktahi alam tyaktva manishinah janma bandha vinirmuktah padam gacchantya namayam yada te moha kalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. So, yogasthaha, this particular verse we can do aram se. You know, it is our common sense always tells us, supposing you want to go on a yatra. So just now you are sitting in your drawing room, or you are sitting in the sun, and suddenly a thought comes to your mind, I think I should go to Gangotri. Now when that thought comes to you that you should go to Gangotri, you don't get up from the chair and start going to Gangotri. You have to make preparations. Without making preparations, you can't go to Gangotri. You can't get up from the chair and then start going to Gangotri. Do you ever do it? Even if you are in a great hurry to go, even then, you don't go. Or going to America. Swami ji, Gangotri ka example chhod do, America ka example de do. Okay. So sitting in the sun, suddenly you get an idea, I think I must visit America. बहुत दिन हो गया, 2-4 महीना हो गया. Now I must go to visit America. And then suddenly, quickly you had, let me finish the coffee. You are sitting in the sun and having coffee, and a thought comes to your mind that I would like to go to America, and then suddenly you become, you start hurrying yourself in finishing coffee. Jaldi, coffee, khatam karke, America jata. Do you do like that? Do you hurry? Taking coffee, America jana. Your Ramachandra. Say, in order to do anything, you have to make preparation, laying that groundwork, important. That is the difference between a sensible man and a dumb man. A dumb man starts doing things without preparations. He always does things without laying the groundwork. Without laying the groundwork. And whenever somebody does something important without preparing the ground, without making preparations, he is likely not to succeed. He is likely to fail. I am being modest. He is sure to fail. He is sure to fail. Why? He is being stupid. You cannot undertake anything important without doing preparations. You have to prepare yourself for taking a leap. Even literally, when you take a leap, you always steady yourself and take a leap. Is it not? Supposing you want to take a leap across a small canal or something. If you want to take a leap from one point to another point, you always steady yourself. Steady yourself. Like in Olympics, when somebody has to run 100 meters, those who run 100 meters dash, they're always taking, they're taking position. They take a position. They're on their toes. 1, 2, fire. And supposing, the one who is saying 1, 2, 3, and in the meantime you are sitting and talking to your neighbor, the other person. Does it? Hota hai? Kya haal hai? Here is one man in one lane, another man in another lane. Both are talking. How are you doing? Does it work? I think most of the jokers in this world are like that. Most of the jokers are like that. They're all jokers. Hey, when you want to take a leap, concentrate on preparing yourself. If you are in a hurry to take a leap, you may not take a leap. You may even hurt yourself. Because when you fail to take a leap, it is not merely failing to take a leap, but successfully breaking your legs. Failure can mean hurting oneself. Not reaching success means hurting oneself. Hurting oneself. And therefore, it is always better to prepare oneself for achievements, whatever it is in life. You should be a strong person. You should be a leisurely person. You should be a mentally qualified person, physically qualified person, attitudinally qualified person, and emotionally qualified person. The more you are qualified as an individual, the more you are qualified for any undertaking. As a person, you should be qualified. This is exactly what Krishna is conveying in this verse. Even to find the peace within yourself. To find the truth about yourself, you have to prepare yourself. And how do you prepare? Very beautiful thought Bhagavan gives here. the best way of preparing yourself to find the best way of preparing yourself to find the truth about yourself is yogastaha kuru karmani. This is the phrase. Yogastaha, rooted in yoga. Kuru karmani, do all your duties. Do duties with a sense of responsibility and a sense of prayer. These two things I want you to hear. Doing things with a sense of responsibility. Sense of responsibility brings out in you the best. Sense of responsibility. Where there is sense of responsibility, there is no sense of obligation. What did I say? Where there is sense of responsibility, there is no sense of... You don't feel you are obliging somebody. You feel you are doing your duty. Whenever we do our duties with a sense of responsibility, the best comes up in us. The best in the sense, we become perfect in what we do. We become perfect in what we do. With a sense of responsibility. Whenever I do something just to oblige somebody, then what happens is, then I always bring out in me something in proportion to what I get from the other person. My actions are very good if my children are very good to me. My actions are very good if my wife is very good to me. My actions are very good when my boss is very good to me. It always becomes conditional. It is better to free the duties from all conditionalities. Duties must be done with a sense of responsibility. This is what is called the swadharmaha, doing one's duty with a sense of responsibility. Where you do a thing with a sense of responsibility, you do it well. You do it well. Now, all that Krishna says is, in fact, you can bring out the best in you through a sense of responsibility and also through a prayer to Bhagavan. That makes it complete. As an individual, I express the best in me through a sense of responsibility and through worship to God. You have to hear this. When I do something as a duty, I do it well, and also when I do something as a prayer to God, I do it well. But if I do something only for a result, do I do it well? No. I don't do it well. Whenever I do something for a material result, no, I try to manipulate. Not giving the best. Giving the best is different from looking to give the best. Swami ji, ye kya hota hai? Giving the best is different from looking to give the best. When you do actions for only material result, you try to manipulate. You try to look to be giving the best. But when you do your duty with a sense of responsibility, then the best comes out. And when you do it as a prayer to God, definitely the best comes. And therefore, yogastaha kuru karmani, Bhagavan says, rooted in this attitude of responsibility and prayer, Did you hear the whole phrase? Rooted in the sense of responsibility and prayer. Do all your duties. Yogastaha Guru Karma. Sangam Tyaktva. That is the first phrase. The second is Sangam Tyaktva. Sangam Tyaktva means renouncing the attachment to a mere material result. Material results will come. Apne aap aayenge. You don't have to dwell on them. That should not be the prime motive in doing actions. Material result should not be the prime motive behind doing your duty. Sangam Tyaktva. Having renounced the attachment to the results. There is nothing wrong in saying having renounced the attachment to the physical results. Having renounced the attachment to mere physical results, do all your duties rooted in the sense of responsibility and prayer. Responsibility is all right, but why prayer? This is a huge topic. I can only give you a bird's eye because lot of unfoldment has to be done. But I'll try to give you whatever I can. Responsibility is understandable because just as I want others to be responsible to me, therefore I should also be responsible to others. Therefore responsibility is understandable. But why this prayer? That needs unfoldment, which the Shastra does. Prayer here is to be understood like this. Prayer is something we have to first understand that as individuals we are always in need of prayer. We are helpless. As individuals we are helpless. As we are helpless because I have no control over my own body. I have no control over it. I may try to keep it in good health, vagera, vagera, sab, but then I have no control. I have no control over my thinking also. Even though I try to control, but I don't know. There is a certain helplessness about my life, my actions, my results, even my choice. Where I am supposed to make the right choice, I find myself making wrong choice. I have no control over my own choice. Therefore, one thing is understandable. There is a certain element of helplessness. And helplessness, when we are helpless, definitely, then we want help from Bhagavan, from God. Then next question is, what is this God? Say, that is another topic. That is, this is all an appearance, and the reality behind the appearance is Bhagavan. I am not going into all those details. I am going to put it in very brief. Wherever there is appearance, there is substance also. Appearance, the definition of appearance is what appears to me is an appearance. There is no other definition of appearance. What appears to me is an appearance. What else is appearance? It appears to me is an appearance. Therefore, form appears to me is an appearance, and sounds also appear to me an appearance. Tastes and touches and smells, this whole universe appears to me. Therefore, the universe is an appearance. This body also appears to me is an appearance. My mind also, thoughts appear to me, they are appearance. Therefore, anything that appears to me is an appearance, including the time, space, everything appears to me is an appearance. Therefore, the whole universe is an appearance. If this universe is not an appearance, then what is the definition of an appearance? There should be something which should be an appearance, and unlike the universe, what is that? Appearance means that which appears to me is an appearance. And therefore, if the universe is an appearance, then wherever there is an appearance, there has to be a substance. And that substance behind the appearance is called Bhagavan, is called God, is called God. It's called the truth. So there has to be a substance behind the appearance. Until I discover that until I discover that substance, it continues to be the subject for my prayer. God, before it becomes an object, before it becomes a matter for understanding, it remains a matter for prayer. It's a बहुत बड़ी बात. I am going to repeat it at least half a dozen times, with the hope that at least out of 6 times you will register at least half a time. God, until I discover that substance of the appearance, before I discover, it remains an object of prayer, an altar of prayer. Truth itself is an altar of my prayer before I understand it. Therefore, we pray to that very substance of the appearance. Because wherever there is appearance, there has to be a substance. This is not an assumption, that's a fact. Because appearances don't exist in emptiness. Like dream is an appearance and the dreamer himself is the substance. Thought is an appearance, thinker himself is the substance. Imagination is an appearance, the one who imagines it is the substance. Pot is an appearance, the clay is the substance. Pot is an appearance, clay is the substance. Did you hear that? What did I say?
Pot is
Appearance and clay?
substance.
Oh, that means you are hearing. Before we capture the truth, we should capture the pot. Capturing pot is very important, because this pot plays a big role in our liberation. Pot is an appearance, clay is substance. Wave is an appearance, water is substance. In that manner, think. So wherever the table is an appearance, wood is the substance. So wherever there is an appearance, there is substance. In that way, the whole universe is an appearance, because it appears to me. And therefore, there has to be substance. You know, if the universe is not an appearance, if it is a reality, then what is the meaning of the word appearance? If the whole universe is a reality, then what is the meaning of the word appearance? Hey, therefore, be careful. Universe is not a reality. Universe is appearance. Anything that appears to me is an appearance. This is a very huge definition. This is a definition that bulldozes all the definitions given by all the philosophies and theologies. This is a definition that bulldozes out as invalid all other definitions of an appearance given by many philosophies and theologies. This is a Vedantic definition. Anything that appears to us is an appearance. Therefore, Bhagavan says, do all your duties with a sense of responsibility and with a sense of prayer, to that substance, which is the substance of the whole appearance. And that substance, always look upon that substance, the truth, not as distant, but as the very substance of your thinking. Because the substance of the appearance is the substance of your thoughts also, because thoughts also are a part of an appearance. Thoughts also, mind also is a part of an appearance, and therefore the substance is there. Therefore, Bhagavan says, do your duties with a sense of responsibility and with a sense of prayer to God. And God is the substance of the whole appearance. Okay, this is the first line. Why should I do? Hey, that is the way you prepare yourself for understanding the truth. Because when I do my duties with a sense of responsibility and prayer, I have a beautiful mind, a mind that is untroubled by my own ragadveshas, likes and dislikes, my own impulses. You have to hear this statement. Living a life responsibly and prayerfully. Living our life responsibly and prayerfully liberates our mind from all the disturbing impulses. This freedom from disturbing impulses is what we call mental purity. Freedom from disturbing impulses. How does it really liberate my mind from impulses? What are impulses? Love, hate, jealousy, hatred, etc. All these are all what? Impulses. Even this, expecting more than what I deserve also is an impulse. Is nothing great. You understand? These are all impulses. They are only impulses, nothing else. That is why it's all called swabhavikam, one word. To love is an impulse, to hate is an impulse, to be jealous is an impulse, malice is an impulse, attachment is an impulse, indifference is an impulse. To accept, to be happy with the result is an impulse, to be unhappy with the result is an impulse. These are all nothing but impulses. Bhagavan Krishna brings all the impulses under two words called raga and dvesha. Impulses. Therefore, when a person is attached to when a person wants money more, greed. What is greed? Greed is an impulse. I want more and more money. Impulse. Therefore, I don't want my wife to make more money than I do. It's also an impulse. I can go with the other girls out, but I don't want my wife to go with other boys. What is that? Impulse. I say, in human mind there is nothing but impulse or impulse related thoughts. Even when a scientist says, I want to discover and invent so that I can really create objects, I can create comfort so that I can enjoy. Therefore the love to enjoy is, and therefore the entire science is related to an impulse. Understand? Because in human mind, either there are impulses or there are things which are related to impulses. I want you to understand this point. Therefore, all the entire industrialization is what? The entire industrialization is related to an impulse. so that I can create comforts, and comforts I can enjoy. Therefore, the love to enjoy is an impulse. It's an impulse, swabhavikam. And therefore, these impulses, mainly these harmful impulses like love, hate, anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, all these things become, restrained. The mind becomes sober, the mind becomes peaceful. There is mental purity. And mental purity is the thing by which, that is what's called preparing oneself for the truth. Now I am going to sum up the verse. Do your duties rooted in the sense of responsibility in prayer to God, and God the substance of the appearance. And that way you get mental purity. And the more you are prepared, easier it becomes to know the truth. Okay? Next slide. Siddhi asiddhyoho samo bhutva. Siddhi means success. Asiddhi means failure. Siddhi, asiddhi. Now there are two. One success is material success. The other success is spiritual success. I am going to explain. Material success means, my actions must produce results. This is called, if my actions bring me results, that is Siddhi. As a student of Vedanta, he expects to understand Vedanta. That is Siddhi. Jnana Siddhi. As a student of Vedanta, he expects to understand Vedanta. That is also Siddhi. But here we should take into account only the kind of the relative Siddhi, the success of my the success of my actions. If my actions bring me results successfully, then we call it Siddhi. And if my actions don't bring me results as I expected, then it is called Asiddhi. Now, Bhagavan Krishna is only talking about duties and actions. Therefore, now in this context, success and failure can only mean the success and failure of actions. Now Krishna says, in the midst of both success and failure, both in success and failure, continue doing your duties with a sense of responsibility and prayer. Samo bhutva, having gained equanimity. Samaha means, I am going to explain what is that equanimity. Equanimity is not a technique. Equanimity means understanding that the law is never unfair to you. There is no conspiracy against me. That is equanimity. When I succeed, the law is not favoring me. When I fail, the law is not conspiring against me. There is neither God is favoring me, nor He is conspiring against me. In fact, the law is giving me exactly what I deserve in the light of my entire past. Keeping in view my past lives, I am getting what I deserve. Bas. That is equanimity. The law of action and result, the law of karma is neither favoring me nor conspiring against me. If my actions bring me more results than I expected, that means my past is favoring. My past actions are favoring. If I get less results than I expect, then my past actions are going against my present. Therefore, whatever, taking into account all that I did in the past and all that I am doing in the present, in the context of both the past and the present, I am getting exactly what I deserve. This understanding is what is called equanimity. In fact, we lose equanimity when I think of a favor or prejudice. Bias. Both are dangerous. When somebody is favoring you, don't feel happy. Maybe in fact you cannot be happy because he may withdraw his favor. Understand? I'm telling you something very fantastic. You should not be happy just because somebody is favoring, because he can always withdraw favor. Therefore, a devotee of God can be very happy if he understands this fundamental truth. God doesn't conspire, the law doesn't conspire against us, the law doesn't also give us any extra favor. Then what is it? We get exactly what we deserve in the light of what we have been doing. We get what we deserve in the light of what we did in the past lives and what we are doing in the present. That means what? My own actions determine the results. My own actions determine the results, of course, governed by the law of the Lord. The law gives me the results not as per its whim and fancy. The law gives me results not as per its whim and fancy, but the law gives me results exactly in keeping with my own actions in the past and the present. That means there is no favor shown to me, nor there is conspiracy. If God shows me favor, it's a disturbing phenomenon. Why? If He can show favor today, tomorrow He can conspire. Is it not? That's wisdom. Therefore, if the Lord doesn't favor us, the Lord doesn't also conspire us, I am getting exactly what as per my actions. Do you know the benefit? Then I have equanimity in my mind. There is no fear of conspiracy or anything. And do you know the most beautiful thing? If my own actions determine my own results, then I always try to improve the quality of actions. And improving the quality of action means improving dharma. I start becoming more and more dharmic. I keep doing right and right actions rather than wrong and wrong actions. Moving from the wrong actions to the right actions. Moving from the adharma to dharma. And dharma is a very beautiful thing. I'll try to explain. This is all we have to understand, because dharma is not something that we have to, it's not subjective. Dharma is not subjective. Dharma is universal. I'm going to just spend a couple of minutes. Listen to this. You don't listen. You have to listen. There is something called listening. People don't listen. Swamiji, why don't you tell us some story? Oh, Ramachandra. Stories भी बताएंगे आराम से. This is very important for a student of the truth. Well, dharma means all that I don't want others to do to me, I should not do to others. This is a simple dharma. Therefore, when we follow dharma, that itself takes care of a lot of mental peace. That itself takes care of mental. Therefore, if there is no conspiracy against me, there is no favor also, then I get equanimity, and along with that, I try to improve my quality of my actions. Improving the quality of actions means doing right actions. Not hurting is dharma. Not telling lies is dharma. To be truthful is dharma. To be honest is dharma. To be accommodative is dharma. To be tolerant is dharma. To be, you understand, what you don't want others to do to you, the same thing you don't do. Or what you expect others to do to you, you do the same to others. This is called dharma. This is called sense of right and wrong. We are born with a sense of right and wrong. Minus the sense of right and wrong, there would not have been a choice. God would not have given us a choice minus the sense of right and wrong. Animals don't have a sense of right and wrong. Therefore, they have no choice. They live by their instincts, impulses. They live by their instincts. Therefore, choice is there only where there is a sense of right and wrong. Bahut badi baat hai. Where there is a sense of right and wrong, there alone there is choice. Therefore, what is improving one's actions? A choose to do right and right actions. Thus, the more and more we choose to perform the right actions, then what happens is, we become more and more mentally peaceful and we gain mental equanimity. Siddhya siddhyoho samo bhutva. The last phrase, samatvam yoga uchyate. I am going to sum up the verse. Rooted in sense of responsibility and prayer, may you do your duties, having renounced the attachment to the mere material results and taking both success and failure with equanimity. Because samatvam yoga uchyate, that mental equanimity is called yoga. Mental equanimity is yoga. Samatvam means equanimity. Yoga uchyate is called yoga. Mental equanimity is yoga. And mental equanimity means what? Understanding that the law is neither being cruel to me nor it is being kind to me. There is a particular sutra in Brahma Sutras, Vaishamya Nairgrinye. There is a particular sutra which says, God is neither cruel to you nor kind to you. God is neither kind nor cruel to us. This point we have to understand. God is neither kind nor cruel. Now I'll tell you, Hey Bhagavan, Om Priyambagam Yujamaye Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Hey Bhagavan, please help me. I am in great pain. Be kind to me. Be kind to me. Be kind to me. When you pray, be kind to me. When you pray and some relief comes to you, then immediately we conclude that God is being kind. But He is not being kind to you free, because you really you did an action in your mind. You prayed to God, and as an answer to that prayer comes the kindness. That means what? Kindness is given to you not free. kindness comes to you in response to a prayer. Clear? And therefore, this samatvam means what? The law is neither kind to me nor cruel to me. I am getting exactly what I deserve. And if I get exactly what I deserve in the light of my present and past actions, then the scope is that I try to improve the quality of my actions. Are you able to follow? That's the whole verse. And this particular thought will come again and again. We'll see it in the coming verses. Now you understand the whole verse. What is the whole verse? Do your duties responsibly and prayerfully. And then take both success and failure in your stride. Why? Because taking success and failure with the understanding that the law is just being just to me. It is just to me, not kind to me, just to me, not conspiring against me. It is not unjust to me. It is not neither just to, it is not it is just to me. It is not conspiring against me, nor being kind to me. And therefore, this is exactly what I deserve. Let me take it. Creates mental equanimity. Clear? The next verse. Durena hyavaram karma. Let us read. Durena hyavaram karma. You can read loud. Durena hyavaram karma. Buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Buddhau sharanam anvicha. Kripana phalahetavam. See, now Bhagavan says, you have two options before you. One option is doing your duties with responsibility and prayerfully. This is one option. There is another option. You do your duties primarily, mainly for material results. So doing one's duties or doing one's actions mainly for material results is called kamya karma. What is it called? That is called doing your duties only for money, doing duties only for name, doing duties only for recognition, doing duties only for something material, makes that duty kamya karma. Pick up the term. It is a laukika kamya karma, not vaidika kamya karma, laukika kamya karma. Empirical, but it is a desire-oriented action. Material result-oriented action. Then the next is, I do my duties primarily to prepare myself for the truth. I do my duties primarily for preparing myself for the truth. That is called Nitya Karma or Karma Yoga. One is doing duties for material results. That is called Kamya Karma. Whereas the second is doing duties in order to prepare oneself for understanding the truth is Nitya Karma, and another word for it, Karma Yoga. Did you hear that? Doing duties for mental purity, doing duties for mental purity, doing duties in order to prepare oneself for the truth, doing duties to prepare oneself for the truth is called Karma Yoga or Nitya Karma. So both of them are there before you. Now when there are two options, then we have a problem. Then we have to use our discretion to choose. Very important. In fact, whenever you have to make a choice, it's a crisis. Whenever you have to make a choice, it's a crisis. That is why, I'll tell you one thing. In this context, the Indian kind of marriage, parents select the girl, you have no choice. You just accept and live with that girl, whatever it is. And so that, it's a kind of a dedication. And there is a lot of things in it. I accept the girl, live with the girl as a prayer to, with respect to my parents' choice. That is how I worship my parents, by way of respecting their choice. So that there is no crisis. Supposing you select a girl and afterwards you start fighting with the girl, then the whole life you start repenting. I made a wrong choice. I made a wrong choice. I made a wrong choice. I made a wrong. Hardly anybody we come across who says, I made a right choice. I mean, how many people have you ever met? I made a right choice. Hardly everybody says wrong choice. All the time repenting. Therefore, very rare. Suppose you leave the parents. Maybe there is some truth in it. It's something to be analyzed. It's a beautiful tradition. You leave it to the parents. Pick up a girl, I am going to live with that girl. Pick up a girl, I am going to live with that girl as a matter of respect for it is a dedication for. It is the best way of worshipping parents, I am telling you. It becomes much easier. But whenever there is a choice, it becomes a crisis. And Bhagavan Krishna says, I will help you in this crisis. And he says here, and now he is helping. You know how he helps? See, Durena hi avaram karma. Very beautifully he is helping. Hey, doing duties merely for material results are far inferior. Doing duties merely for a material result is far inferior. Actions done merely for material results are far inferior. Durena. How inferior are they? Durena. Far inferior. Dure. He indeed avaram, inferior. Karma, kamya karma. That should be taken. Doing your duties merely for money, etc. is far inferior. Buddhi yogat. Inferior to what? Inferior to doing duties as a preparation for knowing the truth. Doing duties for a temporary pleasure, doing duties for a temporary pleasure, doing duties for a material result is far inferior to doing duties to prepare oneself for knowing the truth. Are you able to follow? Buddhi yogat Dhananjaya. Hey Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, Krishna says, Kamya karma is far inferior to Nitya karma. So once he has said far inferior, then is it a crisis? Krishna says Kamya karma is far inferior to Nitya karma. If he has said, then is it a crisis? No. Because once we say it is inferior, then I don't want to choose it. And I always want to choose what is superior. In fact, God's statement is that never do actions, never invest your energy only for material result. Invest your energy for ultimate freedom. Invest your energy for self-growth. Invest your energy for self-education. Invest your energy for self-purification. Invest your energy for self-enlightenment. Invest your energy to reach yourself. to reach yourself, to discover yourself. But if you invest your energy only for temporary pleasures, and temporary, supposing you say, no, I am doing day and night, working hard to have one more property. Even if you get one more property, what is the great gain? When you had one property, you had, and it was worth two properties. When you got the second properties, then both together are only worth half a property. Because a lot of things have gone down. Values have gone down. The property can lose its value, you know. What can lose its value? Don't live for it. Live for what can never lose its value. It's very frustrating to live your life for what can lose its value. You can't live for it. Maybe you can use it for survival, but you can't live for it. Can mental peace lose its value? Can mental purity lose its value? I'm saying something huge if you are listening. ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है जी. Can mental peace lose its value? Can mental purity lose its value? Can inner relaxation lose its value? I say this is what we always love. We always love to be relaxed, love to be peaceful, love to be happy, love to be comfortable, inwardly comfortable, love to be at peace with ourselves. Therefore, the peacefulness can never lose its value. A property in good calm can lose all its value. It can lose its value. And therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, doing kamya karma is much inferior to doing duties for mental purity and self-enlightenment. And then now, in the next class we will see, very beautiful, Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha. The next phrase, I am stopping the class now, must understand this. You have no refuge in this world except yourself. You have no Sharanam in this world except yourself. बहुत बड़ी बात है जी. You have no refuge outside yourself. When you think correctly, you are your refuge. When you think wrongly, you are your threat. When you think rightly, you are your refuge. Refuge means, Sharanam, support. Bhagavan says, take refuge in yourself. What did Bhagavan say? Take refuge in yourself. Take refuge in doing duties. Take refuge in doing duties in order to prepare yourself for understanding the truth. Buddhi mein sharan ho. Take refuge in the right thinking. We will continue it in the next class. Able to follow? आराम से सुनने से थोड़ा थोड़ा. I'll tell you one thing, if we can understand even a bit of what Bhagavan is saying, I told you, even if you have not made huge amounts of money, still you are okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate